Janet Zappala, and welcome to Wealth of Health. Today I'm making some French onion soup, only lighter and healthier, of course. I happen to love it, but I really have a hard time getting it out in restaurants because they always pack it down with really heavy, saturated fat-laden cheese. Yes, it's delicious, but not so great for us. So again, lighter, healthier, and the secret is Jarlsberg Lite cheese. It's got 50% less fat, 30% fewer calories, but it tastes just like whole milk cheese. In addition, a great source of calcium, and it's delicious. You can use it just with sandwiches. You can grill it up. You can eat it by itself. It's absolutely delicious and good for you. We've got 2 big yellow onions I've already sliced up. We're going to have some chicken broth, low sodium, and some beef broth. We also have some garlic and a little bit of butter alternative, Earth Balance, which is very healthy, no saturated fat, no trans fats, and a few other ingredients, which I'm going to tell you about in a couple of minutes. But first, we're going to start our pot a-boiling, basically. We're going to heat it up, and we're going to add about a 1/4 cup of extra virgin olive oil. And I have to tell you, this is so good for you. It's a monounsaturated fat. It's a healthy fat. We have to have it in our diets every day. But of course, in moderation, you know, even the healthy oils have a lot of calories, so you have to keep that in mind. Also with olive oil, it has an ingredient called phenol in it, which basically keeps your arteries elastic. And that allows for even blood flow. If there's a moderation in blood flow or change in blood flow, your arteries can handle it, and that can help prevent a heart attack. So not only does it taste great, it's good for you. So that's heating up. We're going to add about 2 onions, sliced. I've already done that. 2 nice sized yellow onions. So these are going to go in and they're going to saute for about 5 minutes, and then we're going to add more ingredients as we go along. I'm also adding a little bit of butter alternative. In this case, it's Earth Balance. There are no trans fats, no saturated fat. It's, well, just very little saturated fat, much less than butter. So it's better for you, and it just adds a little more richness to the flavor of the soup. So a little extra virgin olive oil and a little extra Earth Balance to give it that just oh so delicious taste. Now you can see the onions have really cooked down, but they're nice and soft and ready for the next step as we continue in our process. We have some garlic, of course, and you know, garlic is so good for you as well. It can help reduce your cholesterol. It can help with all kinds of things. I mean, it's a great antioxidant, wonderful mosquito repellent, as I've said before on the show. With summer coming, something to keep in mind, right? It's not only delicious, it really is the new superfood, and of course the it ingredient for just about every dish. So we're going to put about 3 nice sized cloves of garlic in right now. Okay. And then we're going to put in about 1.5 cups of low sodium chicken broth and about 1.5 cups of beef broth. Gives it a wonderful flavor, and you're going to stir that up. And then last but not least, to this point in the recipe anyway, we're going to add a little bit of low sodium soy sauce for some nice flavor. So we stir all of that up. Now we're going to simmer it. So we're going to lower the heat a little bit, and we're going to let this cook for about 10 minutes. And then we'll come back and we'll finish adding the remaining ingredients, some port wine included. I've been stirring occasionally for the last 10 minutes or so as the onion soup continues to cook, and now the final ingredients are going in. I've got about 1/2 cup of low sodium V8 juice. Good for you and great tasting for this recipe. About 1/4 cup of port wine, and a little bit of what I call gray salt, little salt and pepper together, equal parts, for some seasoning. Watch your salt intake, by the way, because you don't want to have too much of it. And this is going to simmer now for about 20 minutes on about low to medium heat. So while that's cooking, you want to turn on your oven to 350 because you're going to put the soup bowls in the oven to let the cheese melt on top, okay? In the meantime, I'm also cutting up my croutons now, but I'm using a whole wheat baguette. So again, you're getting 100% whole grain, which is much better for you. It's a complex carbohydrate. Much better for your system, your diet in terms of you're getting your fiber and all of that. So it keeps your immune system strong, helps you fend off illness. And just cut these up in 4s. Okay, and you can do, you know, however big you want in 4s or even in halves, just like this. And these are going to go right on top of the soup, and then the cheese right on top of that. And I mentioned salt earlier. You know, really there are salt mines just about everywhere we look, in canned foods and processed foods and fast foods. We know there's a lot of salt there, but there's also secret salt, so to speak, in things that you wouldn't even suspect. Things like celery, cottage cheese, even in Raisin Bran cereal, so please read the labels. Even some chicken has added salt in it. It's got water, salt, and sodium phosphate. So please read the labels, watch those salt mines. We really have to be careful about how much sodium intake that we include in our daily diet. For example, if you're a healthy adult, about a teaspoon a day. That's about 2,300 milligrams. If you're an older adult, African American, or if you suffer from hypertension, it should be a lot less than that, about 1,500 milligrams a day, which is even less than half a teaspoon a day. Talk to your doctor. We want to make sure that we keep you healthy, and that's a way that we can control our health, by keeping an eye on our sodium. Speaking of keeping an eye, the soup is just about ready. I'm going to check it, and then I'm going to add the croutons and the cheese, pop it in the oven, and we're ready to eat our lighter and healthier version of French onion soup. Now, midway through this cooking process, you want to put on the oven to 350 because you want to toast your baguette pieces, which I've already done here, so they're nice and crispy. And then you're going to turn the oven on to broil so you can melt the cheese over your soup for that all-important ingredient that makes this dish so special. Soup's done, just about. It's done cooking, and of course, have to try a little bit before I give it to anybody else, right? It's the privilege of the cook. And it is hot. Damn, I'm good. It really is good. All right, so we're going to ladle it into the bowls. And I've already toasted the whole wheat baguette croutons. That look delicious. Good. Again, this is your lighter, healthier version of French onion soup. This is guiltless pleasure, worryless eating. Don't have to worry about trans fats, saturated fats, too many calories. It's all good. Then we're going to put our toasted croutons on top. And I cut them up into bite-sized pieces because it just makes it that much easier for people to eat rather than one big piece of bread. And of course, the topper is my favorite cheese, Jarlsberg Lite. Nothing to worry about when it comes to diet and calories because it's got a lot less calories and fat than regular whole cheese, and it tastes so good and it melts so beautifully. You're about to see what I'm talking about. It goes in the oven, it'll broil for about a minute until it melts, and then we can dig in. Well, my daughter comes in. Is it soup yet, Mom? It's soup yet. This is Natalia, and this is one of your favorite soups, is it not?
Yes, it is.
What do you love about it?
The cheese.
The cheese, the Jarlsberg Lite cheese, right? Because it really adds so much special flavor. Take a taste. Look at how melted it is and beautiful, and it melds so beautifully in there with the whole wheat baguettes and the onions. Ooh, I have to try it. Who made this?
I did.
Wow. Where can I get the recipe? Good question. I'm glad you asked. You can get it at janetzappala.com. You can also get it in my book. Where's my book? Oh, it just happens to be sitting here right on the countertop. How convenient is that? My Italian Kitchen. Home-style recipes made lighter and healthier. This is Vanna White Jr. All right, we'll see you next time right here on Wealth of Health. Thank you for watching.